Hi everyone, it's Debbie May. Welcome to Wholesale Supplies Plus. I'm currently in Handmade Studio and the staff took me away from my desk and said, come on, come make some new lip balm because it's going to be featured in next month's Handmade magazine, and they want to do a quick little tease so you can see how awesome the magazine is and the recipes. So grab a bottle of water, pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and we're going to do this probably in about maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, because I have a 3 o'clock appointment. So let's see. Make sure you share this on Facebook, YouTube, or our website. Make sure you like our page because it helps tell Facebook that you want to see more of these videos pop up in your feed. So that's about it. I appreciate you taking the time to stop in. So real quick, what we're going to make today, and I've never made this lip balm. You know that it's my passion to not practice, to kind of find out what we're making and then to do it just sort of live as if you got a kit or you were doing this at home. So what they told me today is that I am going to make a lip balm with one of our new strawberry powders, and it's right here. So it's going to be kind of fun. I thought when I first walked in this was color, and they said, oh, no, it's the strawberry powder. And we put this through all our testing, and everybody loved it, so we're going to bring it to you. And don't worry about the measurements. I'll go slow. I'll repeat them, but they're also in next month's Handmade magazine. So go ahead and subscribe to the magazine at Wholesale Supplies Plus. You can get it free to your home, and we have some samples, or you can buy issues that we have in stock. So let's get started. First thing is we're going to use a Pyrex cup, and if you've ever used Pyrex cups to heat or do anything, you want to regularly check to make sure the cup is not damaged, etched, scratched, anything like that. And this looks great. So we're going to go ahead and add we pre-weighed almost all of these except for the ones you're going to see me use a dropper with. So this is 0.45 ounces of white beeswax. And this one is it's the refined one, so it doesn't have that smoky smell that you can get with the beehives. And this one has been selling just sort of fabulous for us. Now, if I was making this for sale or even for friends, quite honestly, I would have a hairnet on, I'd have an apron on, I'd have gloves, I'd have a mask. But I don't need to do that today because I'm going to go home and take all of this with me. So first is the beeswax, 0.45 ounces. Then I'm going to add 0.5 ounces of avocado oil. And I like to use a silicone spatula. These I bought at Bed Bath & Beyond, but I think we're going to start carrying some because you guys have asked for so many and you like our free shipping. So that's that. Next is 0.2 ounces of castor oil. And I like how these oils work in combination to create a different feel when you use the balm. So that's that one. Then we're going to do 0.5 ounces of sunflower oil. All that goodness out. And if you guys want to ask questions, Jackie is in the answering your comments, so that's good. And then that's all we're going to add right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this off camera, and they're going to go ahead and heat it in slow 30-second increments in the microwave until it's warm. And at that point, then we're going to add the butters and some of the other more delicate oils. So I'm going to pass this off. And while I'm heating that, or while they're heating that, I'm going to go ahead and fill the silicone lip tube tray. And this one uses round lip tubes. We also have one that's oval. This one's Crafter's Choice 3001. Now, if I was making this for, let's say, farmers markets or craft shows, I would fill the entire tray up with tubes, and then it stands. But I'm gonna cheat today because we're using a smaller recipe. So I'm just gonna do a few tubes on the end that I'm gonna fill. And of course you don't wanna do that because then it's gonna just be fall sideways. You're gonna wanna put some on the other end for support. Oop, and they just slide right in. And the nice thing about this, I think that's good. I'm gonna take one of these and put it in the middle, maybe two. The one nice thing I like about the silicone tray is every lip tube manufacturer has a slightly different round diameter to their tubes. And sometimes when you use the plastic tray, the lip tube either doesn't fit enough and the lip balm base falls out around it, or it's too tight. And the problem with it being too tight is you're putting hot lip balm base in your tube. Then you have a really tight opening if it's not made specifically for the tray to the tube. And then the tube opening actually cools to a slightly smaller diameter, and the top of your tube falls off, which can be really super annoying in the summer with your purse. So that's just one of the tricks I've kind of found is I like this silicone tray because it conforms to all different lip tube manufacturers. So that's that. And again, if I were making a regular batch at home, I'd put all my tubes, like if I was getting ready to sell at a farmer's market or craft show, I'd fill this with all my tubes. And then I don't know if you can tell, but there's a slight lip on this. I would fill all my lip base up over that lip. Because you get sinkholes when it cools, you'll get a sinkhole. By overfilling it that little bit, the sinkhole still ends up above the end of the tube. And then you just take and you scrape it off and your tube's beautiful. So are we heating? Is it still heating? Are we there yet? Yes, needs to be melted completely. That's all right, I got plenty of stuff to talk about. So while that's still heating, I'm gonna real quick tell you, you guys overwhelmed us with all of the requests for extracts. So we have all these new extracts coming. We have avocado, aloe vera, lotus flower, sea buckthorn, cucumber, ginseng, nettle, and we already have, I wanna tell you, the green tea is currently here and in stock. So we love it when you guys write in and call us about new things that you want to stock or want us to stock so that you can buy them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Thank you. So I'm going to grab a thermometer. Don't you just love it how I have everything right here? And I'm going to let you know this temperature is about a 185, which is great. And I'm going to put 0.2 ounces of the, and I always say this wrong, muru butter. And it's a hard butter, but what we want is we want this to naturally melt in the heat of the oil. And then we're going to add 0.3 mLs of evening primrose oil. This is one of the easiest recipes, you guys. And then we're going to add 4 mLs of clear jojoba oil. And then last, we're going to put 0.5 mLs of vitamin E. So just a half an ml. And remember, vitamin E is not a preservative. It's an antioxidant. If you were going to sell this and you were nervous about people licking with their tongue the lip balm, then add a preservative. I would add probably, I got to go online. I don't have them all memorized yet. I'm doing the talk at Handmade Conference, but I believe it's the Phenonip that's lip approved. So I'd use Phenonip, but that's only if you think you're going to sell to a base, like a customer group that might lick it. If they're just putting it on dry lips, you're probably okay. But that's the only other thing that you might want to add. And the butter is melting beautifully. So we want it to keep melting. I'm melting. We're currently at a 150. It's air conditioned in here, so it kind of cools quickly. We're also going to use 0.5 mLs of the Crafter's Choice Strawberry Sorbet Flavor Oil. And I like this oil because it's pre-sweetened. Have you ever had your lip balm kind of taste bitter when you make it? If that ever happens, it's because you've used too much. Flavor oils and flavor fragrances, if they taste bitter, then you've just added too much. Oh, this smells yummy. I'm going to keep going. I may pop this back in the microwave just for 2 seconds, but let's see. Just for maybe 15 seconds. Get it nice. It's starting to solidify. So we're going to pop that back in for just a few seconds. Let's see. Before we add our strawberry powder, I do want to mention one thing that has just come in. It is our new mixing cup. You got a nice shot of that. I love this cup because it has our conversion table on the back, so you don't have to keep going and looking it up on your computer. I like that it has a lid. We have been using them to mix cold processed soap. It fits your stick blender real nicely. It's been really good for pre-measuring oils for different lotions, and we've been using it around here pretty religiously, and they've all come in stock. So this is currently, I believe, on sale at Wholesale Supplies Plus, and it's in stock. You've got your ounces, and you've got, again, this beautiful conversion table on the back. So it's the Crafter's Choice Mixing Cup. Thank you.
While you're mixing that, can you talk about what you can use the extracts for?
So the question is, what can we use the extracts for? And I like them in any, like lotion, balms, bath whip. I like them in shampoos. I like them in hair conditioners. I like them in soap. Remember, they won't smell, so when you put them in soap, you're really adding them more for the marketing potential. But when you look at like a lotion or something like that, you're able to put it in a leave-on product. So those are the products I personally like. I'm going to add 2 scoops of the strawberry powder. But that's a great question. They're relatively new. You could add them if you wanted some marketing potential to like your bath bombs, or any real water-based product. You can do that. I like how it gave just the balm just a slight pink tint. And then I am going to switch this to, I don't know if you've used the beakers before, but I love, love, love the plastic beakers for lip balm, because as it goes solid, this can go in the microwave and remelt. So always put your lip tubes on some sort of cookie sheet or something so that if it spills, it doesn't go all over your counter. I like to try and fill them till they have a little bubble on the top so that when you get your sinkhole, it ends up slightly above the lip tube. No. So the question is, do the oils have to be a certain temperature? And they do not. That's the beauty of this recipe. It's so forgiving. And that's it. So what I would do is I'm going to let these return to room temperature, and they'll become solid. If you get a slight sinkhole, I have a little bit left, and I did this on purpose. I would melt this and I would fill in my sinkholes. If I didn't have any left, I could take a hairdryer or a heat gun and just melt the top until they're smooth, because what will happen is that outside of the sinkhole will start to go in and you'll get a nice flat surface. And then I would go ahead. I'm not going to do it now. I am queen of impatient. But otherwise, as soon as they're solid, pop them out. You might want to take a butter knife or a straight edge. It could be a popsicle stick, and just scrape it so it's super clean. Put the lid on it, put a nice lip balm label on. If you haven't been over to Wholesale Supplies Plus, go over to Handmade 101 tab, and we have lots of free label designs that you're able to use. There's some in there for lip balms. So that's it. I told you guys 15 minutes, and I actually hit it this time. Yay. So we are not going to have the sipping and slippers next week because we're busy getting ready for the conference, and I just don't have the time. 2 new books went to print. I mentioned last time, just to give them another plug. One is the Melt and Pour soap making book. It has been a passion of mine for the last 10 years. The staff has really helped it come to fruition. It's nearly 200 pages. Whether you are a beginner or whether you're a professional, it gives you all of the theory, everything you need to make melt and pour soap, to troubleshoot, a self-quiz, inspirational recipes, the FDA regulations. It is an A to Z handbook. It's like nothing else that's been on the market. And we also have our simple labeling book, which is for soap and cosmetics. And the really exciting thing about that book is there are 43 visual guides to labeling there's over 43 different products with over 80, I think even more than that. Like 90 to 100 visual guides on how to label. So you're going to be able to turn to bath bombs and see how to do the label with the warnings and the directions. Or you can turn to lotion or soap or any different products you can think of. And we've done that, as well as giving you the guide through the FDA. And our book contains the exact FDA guidelines, laws, regulations, so you're able to see that and read that and interpret it yourself. So that's all I have today. I really thank you for joining us. Make sure you stop by Wholesale Supplies Plus and use us for all of your soap making supplies. We like doing this. I hope you like it. I'm going to be on for about the next hour answering your questions. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining us. See you later. Bye.